All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachakodash, Kal Halalim, La Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachakodash. Double honors, as always, to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to Allah Achim in this truth and sincerity, starting with the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, which we are fighting to be a part of. This is the brother Chabar Yakal, coming back, Lord willing, with another quick and edifying lesson. And this should be a real quick one. I'm going to just read. I'm really just going to read, hold up, Revelation 13:14 through 17, and I'm going to play a clip, all right? But the point is really in 14. I'm probably going to read it 2 times too. I'm going to end off with it too. But I'm going to just, like I said, I'm going to read to 17. All right. Revelation 13:14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. All right. Now, the main point that I wanted to get out of this is the miracles. All right. But by the way, just to break it down, the beast is NATO and the EU. All right. Which America is a part of that. And it's also an extension of the Roman Empire, America, mainly. But the beast as well. The beast is an extension of the Roman Empire. But today it would be NATO and the EU nations. All right. Which, of course, like I said, America's a part of that. And, America's a part of NATO. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So, and when it says, which had a wound by a sword and did live, that's the Roman Empire. It's been revived in the form of America. Okay? America is Rome and the reincarnation. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right? So, and that's not an actual... Salaki, that's not an actual image, by the way. It's speaking about essentially it's talking about the policies of America and NATO and the EU as well, their policies, their philosophies, their way of life, the way they do things, their NWO, that's all a part of the image. Okay? Evolution is a part of that, the Big Bang, all that. That's all a part of their image. We're going to space, we're going to Mars, Tesla, Elon Musk, SpaceX, all that shit's a part of their image. Their whole society. It's not an actual image. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So without that device, okay, you won't be able to buy or sell. You do the math. All right. You do the math of what that is. All right. I'm going to tell you, it's a device. All right. It's a device that's the size of a grain of rice. Okay. It's a, RFID micro C hip. That's what it is, man. So without further ado, I'm going to play this clip.
Operate it the same way as if it was attached. Make a move.
That is incredible.
So tell me about these arms that you've got at the moment.
So these are the brand new Hero Pro. We had the Hero Arm, and this is Hero Arm next level upgrade. So they're pretty cool. They're still like 3D printed, muscle operated, but we've got all this extra capabilities now, which is really, really cool.
And Joel, you actually designed these. What got you into Bionics?
Well, probably playing with Lego as a child. What got me really interested in technology. That evolved into electronics and robotics. And then I wanted to do something that would have a positive social impact with technology. So got really into bionic hands and prosthetics.
So can you demonstrate a few of the things that you can do? Can you pick up that glass there?
Yeah, so they're all muscle operated. I can just control it like that. Can do anything I want to do.
And are you doing that with your mind? You're just thinking...
I mean, everything ultimately comes from the brain, but what's really great about these is it's just these 2 muscle sensors. So it's only squeeze to close, flex to open, cycling through grip modes, and even that becomes second nature.
So could you operate that arm when it's not attached to you?
Yes. So that's the thing, and we've posted about it on social media, and that's what everybody is like, this is crazy, mind-blowing.
Oh, we've got to see this.
Yes.
We have...
I'll just help to
Crazy.
the...
completely wireless, so you can actually just detach the hand like that.
And you're thinking about it.
And I can still operate it the same way as if it was attached. Make it move.
That is
Across the
incredible.
table. I can still operate it the same way as if it was attached. Make it move.
That is
Across the
incredible.
table. I can still
All right,
operate it the
and,
same way as if it was attached.
That's pretty much it on the clip, you know. And this isn't a new clip either, you know. I've been meaning to do a lesson on it, but yeah, that's just going into the miracles that this devil, you know, has up his sleeve. You know, we can make you, you know, you'll be able to, if your hands got amputated, you know, we could give you bionic arms. You know, you could control it with your mind, with the brain C hip. That's all the MOTB, man, and it's all deceit. All right, it's all deceit. So that's pretty much it. You know, I just want to do that. The miracles. I'll read it one more time. I'm going to read that part. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right, that's not the only thing. We can make the blind see. We can make the lame walk. We can make the deaf hear. They're trying to be like the Most High, all right? On the left-hand side, the left-handed miracles, just like going back to ancient Egypt, the Egyptian Magi's, all right? I know I said that's basically all I was going to get, but I'm going to end off with this. You know, 2 Thessalonians 2:6. It says, hold up, not 2:6. 2:9. 2:8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which the wicked is Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white race. All right. How do you know that? Read, what's that? Malachi, the first chapter, Malachi 1:4. You know, Esau is the border of wickedness. Okay. And just to throw balance out there, you know, not every so-called white person is an Edomite. Just to throw balance, you know, there's Israelites scattered among them as well. All right. You know, if you're listening to this video and you might look like a so-called white person, but you believe in the Bible, and as I said, you're watching this video, if you agree with everything that's being said, hey, there's a chance you could be a Jake, you know, or Jake meaning Israelite, which the Israelites are your so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But our people have been scattered among the other nations, and through generations of laying with their women, you know, there's a lot of Israelites that look like the other nations now. All right. But they're not the other nations. They're Israelites. They just look like them. All right. The actual other heathens, they can't be saved. But Israelites that look like other nations can be saved. Those are the Israelite foreigners. You know, verse 9, it says, even him who's coming. Hold up. Did I finish that? Did I even finish that? It says, and then shall a wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. When Yahweh Shai comes back with the army of angels, you know, which, you know, Yahweh Shai, well, first and foremost, Yahweh is the name of the Most High God. Yahweh Shai is his only begotten son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahweh Shai. He's a so-called black man with white woolly hair, you know. He's going to come back with an army of angels and what the world ignorantly calls UFOs, which he's going to be in the biggest so-called UFO, the fathership. That's the brightness of his coming. Verse 9, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan. The word Satan means adversary. With all power and signs and lying wonders, you know? So that's part of the power of the signs and the lying wonders. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved. All right? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying once again, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Shalom.